up guys? Welcome back to another Dan Videos, and today I'm gonna share some of the scariest things that's ever happened to me in my life. And to be honest, like there's definitely a long list, but I'm gonna go with like the top three, top four maybe, because like you know how like sometimes like scary things doesn't happen to me like a lot, right? Like these things happen to me when you least expect it, and that's what makes them very terrifying, very frightening. It's like you going on a roller coaster and the roller coaster gives you a sudden drop. Like that's gonna be one of the scariest things that's happened because you're not expecting it to happen. But the first thing that's scary to me is like when I was a kid growing up, my mom would always like literally come into my room at night. And to be honest, like if you guys have a Jamaican mom, please tell me if this happens to you. I'll literally be sleeping, super comfortable, you know what I mean? I gotta wake up for school at like 6 a.m. and basically my mom will wake me up in the middle of the night. I'm talking about like 1, 2 a.m. Come in the door. Mind you, the reason why this was scary because she would come in the door and I would not know if she's gonna beat me or not with a belt. Like sometimes I have to look in her hand to see if she had a belt. And literally that would be the most terrifying thing. My heart would be racing a million miles per hour. And basically like I would say that when she come in, she'll be like, oh no, I just wanted to wake you up early to have you help me with stuff. I would say like 80% of the time it would be just to help her with stuff. But then like I would say like 10% of the time it was because like I did something wrong and she just forgot to beat me last night. But honestly, I'll be woken up frightened, and then you know once you get up in the morning, it's hard to go back to sleep. And if you go back to sleep, it's like there might be a higher percentage that I'm gonna be beaten because I didn't wake up and did what I was supposed to do. So like that's definitely like it might sound like something that's not like scary to you, but trust me, if you ever been through it, it is something that is super terrifying. Speaking of actual things that from childhood, I remember when I was a kid. So we used to have in Brooklyn. There's a lot of rats. So we used to have an apartment that had rats that used to sneak into the apartment. Now, mind you, like it was not a every night situation where you seen rats running around, but like occasionally, like you'll see like a huge rat just go through because they go through the walls and everything. It's an old building, so they go through the walls. Even if you repair, they're gonna find a way over time to shoot through a hole through the floor. But I was a kid. I must have been like 10 years old. And basically, these rats used to literally like run on top of your bed. Like it's the most terrifying thing, cause like you know, like if a rat, you think as a kid, you don't know, like you think a rat cannot go to the bed, right? Rats are super smart. They find a way to climb things. If you ever watch any movie that had rats in it, like they portray them as super intelligent, because they actually are intelligent. And literally, I'm sleeping at night, and you know, you hear like rats like eating in the corner. You hear like the little feet running around the hallway, and that's all said and done. Like I'm sleeping, so I'm like, they're not gonna get to me. It's just noise. Fam, one night they literally ran across my bed on my feet. I freaked the hell out. Like I was never as scared. I was so scared that I didn't even go back to sleep that night, right? And this happened about like 5 times during the day. And honestly, I'm telling you, it was super terrifying. Like I can't tell you how much like I was scared. I literally jumped out my bed, the sheets, I threw those sheets. Like it was not fun. And it's actually funny because I called my dad to come in the room, and he was literally like, he grabbed the broom and was trying to like hit the thing, but he was missing because it's a rat, like it's super fast. But eventually we caught it after like 2 years. It might have been a different rat, but this rat was huge, and we literally rolled it in the rug, threw that rug out. Like we had to like literally like, it was like we took out a dead body. Like it was not a good experience. Like anyone who dealt with rats, and if you're not terrified of rats, that's one thing. But like when a rat actually crawls on you and you feel it, it's a whole different situation. Like if I see a rat, I'm not gonna like panic, like right? Like it's not a cheetah or a lion, but like once it actually makes contact with you, that's when it's like a whole different thing. Like not gonna lie, just talking about it is making my heart rate go up. Whew. Let's go into the next scary thing that it happened to me. So this one is actually something that I've been really lucky and fortunate, thank God, in my life to not experience a lot of like near life death experiences. The one experience I had was actually when I was at camp. So the two things that happened to me that were the most scariest actually both happened at camp, and we're gonna end it off with these two things. So basically, my first thing was I actually got scared when I almost drowned. And so I went swimming. So we had a huge party, right? And I'm talking about, it's like 6 p.m., you know, the sun's about to set, so it's a little bit dark, but not quite. We had a huge party. I end up going to the small pool, which you can actually stand. So I was not a good swimmer, but all the big kids went to the actual ocean. Like it's not an ocean, it's a lake, but it's deep, and it's not like it's like gradually deep. It's really deep. Like you can literally jump in and sink like 20 feet. And so all these big kids like are going into this deep ocean, and I'm in the small pool. Now, mind you, all the attractive women or girls at that time literally went to the deep pool. Mind you, they had like life jackets on. Some of them couldn't swim, but I'm talking about every single attractive woman went to the deep pool. So you know, me as a young guy, I was like 14, 15 years old. I'm not gonna stay in the small kiddie pool. I'm gonna go to the deep pool, right, fam? So these girls, they have life jackets, and they also have like floaties. So they have different types of stuff to like keep themselves afloat. And everyone's with someone. They have lifeguards. My dumb butt decides to go in the deep part without any support. Mind you, I can swim, I can swim good, but I can't like tread water, which means I can't float, staying still. And I just go in, and then you know I'm doing well because I can swim, and I'll swim to the girl, and then basically I feel like everybody else is going to the deep end because there's actually another platform that you can actually jump off and dive. So I tried to do that. Mind you, it's getting dark. Like, I don't know why we had this party this late at night with all these kids. There was a lot of confusion. These lifeguards are like 20, so they were not paying attention. They were talking to girls. I go in the deep end. All I remember is like I stopped and I just started drowning. Like all of a sudden, like drowning is the most scariest thing. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It's not a fun experience. I'm sinking, right? As I'm sinking, I'm seeing the moonlight like literally get dimmer, and then everything's getting darker. That's how it feels. It feels like you're going unconscious. Mind you, I'm just seeing it get darker, darker, darker into this one spotlight, right? And then I just remember that I literally kicked as hard as I could. Like not like I didn't know what I was doing. I was just going like this, kicking as hard as I could, and I was going to the top. So it was really interesting too, because like I never knew that I could really like, I was literally fighting for my life. I was panicking, and eventually I got to the top, and that's how I survived. But it was one of the scariest experiences. I don't even remember if I touched the bottom of the water. I just remember that it was so pitch black, and the thing with the ocean is I've never been that deep before, so I didn't know like what was gonna pop out. Like, it was not a fun experience, but that was one of the most terrifying near-death experiences I've ever experienced in my life. Like, yeah, just talking about it is like give me so much like flashbacks. But the other thing that happened to me at camp is that I remember one time I had to watch the kids at night. I was a camp counselor, and basically like I had to find a kid, because there was this one kid that was just so bad. Like, he would literally like make it his job to get on your nerves. I'm talking about like everyone, but for me, I had no patience. Like, I was like what, 20, maybe I was like 18, 19. I had no patience at that time. I wanted to slap this kid, to be honest with you. But basically, like at night, he decides to go off in the woods. I'm talking about like it's like midnight. Mind you, he talks all night, making noise. So I'm yelling. I'm like, can you guys go to sleep? Like, this is not fun anymore. Like, go to sleep. He runs out the tent. I have to go chase him. Mind you, it's pitch dark in the woods. All you hear is like weird noises. I'm looking for this kid, right? And I'm going deep in the woods. I had like a small flashlight. But if you're in the deep woods, that flashlight is like a candle. It's not that effective. The flashlight I had was like a cheap one. So I'm going through the woods, and all of a sudden, I just start panicking. I hear a loud growl, like a bear. Fam, I don't know how close or far the bear was. All I know is I was the most terrified I was. Like, I ran back to the tent. I get back to the tent, and the kid is there. I'm like, yo, I was so mad. I was like, what the hell, where did you go? He was like, oh no, I just went behind the tent and like went back. And I'm like, so you're playing games? Like, after that, I was like, all right, I'm retiring from being a camp counselor. But it was funny because like, I'm thinking this kid would be scared to go out the tent at night, right? But no, he didn't go into the woods. He literally stayed to tent to play like hide and seek. And I went straight into the woods looking for this kid. Fam, I'm just like, bro, like, why you gotta do this to me? Like, my heart was racing, I was sweating. I ran back because like, and I think that previous day we had a training about like if we seen a bear sighting. So it was like the perfect timing for me to lose my mind. But I don't wish any of this stuff on anyone. Hopefully you never experience this. But these are like the scariest things that's ever happened to me. Thankfully, I don't think it's like that much. I don't get scared a lot. I don't get pranked a lot. And when I say I don't get scared, like I do get scared, but like things that scary don't happen to me a lot, right? I'm like, if I get scared, it's me going to like a haunted mansion or something, which I am gonna do, by the way, this year. So look forward to that video. But yeah, no, thank you guys for joining me on this, and yeah, I just wanted to share some of this scary stuff. But enjoy your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you in my next video. By the way, I like the fireplace theme. We're gonna try to keep this going for this season. Thank you.